Hi, Kev here from Kev's Jewelry Designs. I had some people ask me questions about the Thunk3D, the JS300 scanner, 3D scanner that I've been posting about. And I've only been doing that because I just bought one and I've been super excited about it. It's actually been extremely helpful. And the thing that surprised me is the quality of the scans and how fast it is. There is a little bit of limitation as far as getting instruction on the software, but once I figured it out, I'm going to be doing more videos like this to show people how to do scans because I think this is a really helpful tool. And anybody that does a lot of 3D designing and a lot of modeling work, this can actually be a very helpful tool to have in your tool palette. So anyways, let's take a look here at how this thing works. So the first thing we're going to do is I'm going to take and get this thing set up for calibration. So I'm going to move my camera here. Hopefully I can do this in an easy way. So this is the calibration table right here. On the bottom are these little cutouts because the table here is magnetic. So you just drop this right over those pins, boom, and that's all there is. And that way, oops, sorry about that, guys, on the camera. See if I can make this a little bit better. Okay. Um, so to calibrate, I'm going to go up here and click my calibration button. And we're using the 5mm, not the 10mm. I hit the check mark. And now the scanner itself is going to go through a process here. Let's see, I click this check mark. And now it's going to go through and start calibrating. So it's all pretty automatic, which is really nice. And you just let the machine do its thing. And there we go. I'm going to put my camera back up here again so you can kind of see me. All right, so if you look here on the screen where my cursor, my mouse is, up here it says the result accuracy is 0.0028 millimeters. So extreme accuracy. So the calibration worked out really good. So now I'm going to remove that calibration plate. And since now that I have that plate removed, now I had already took a piece a ring and sprayed some scanning spray on it to get it all ready to go in order to scan. And I put that again on another magnetic holder, and here's what that looks like. Just like so. So I have it mounted up there, ready to scan. So let me pull my camera down here again so you can kind of see what I'm going to do. So again, I'm going to line up the holes. It's all magnetic. Boom. It just snaps right on there, just like so. Oop, let me get my hand out of the way. Trying to fiddle around here so that you guys can get not only what's happening on the screen, but what is happening with the scanner. Okay. So once I'm ready, we're going to click this check mark here, like so. And we're going to add a new scan. And just like that. Let me go back up here one more time. Now I'm just going to stick my project name in here. Test 1. There we go. So you guys can label your scans how you would like. The other thing is my scan target's just a onesie. We're going to do a single scan mode. If you wanted to do multiple items, they provide you a plate like this. And you can just use some putty in here and actually fill all these spots with rings, and you can scan all those rings all at one time. So that's what the multiple's for. Um, we can either do a fine scan or the fast. I mean, both of them are really quick. The fast scan is real quick. I'm going to change my file location here. I want to go to my cloud storage and stick it on here. There's scanning. I'm going to select that folder, and now we're all good to go. So then we click the check mark, and now we are back to scanning. Okay, so now the first thing that we're going to do here, so this is our preview mode, and notice I have this plate in here. So now I can leave this in here, and there's tools in here that we can delete all this geometry out, but I don't even want to be bothered with that, okay? So if you go over here, this little guy here adjusts the floor of the scan. So I'm going to move the floor up so that none of that is visible anymore, just like so, okay? And you're going to say, yeah, but I'm not going to have the rest of the ring shank. Well, that's because we're going to do a second scan then and then stitch them together. So once we have that done, we hit the check mark, and the scanner is going to go to work, start doing its job. So I'll give you a view again there. And the interesting part about this is, you know, this whole process, once you learn it, is so extremely fast. So I'm scanning things in about 10 minutes to 15 minutes at the most if it's something where I'm doing multiple scans. So that's one of the things that I found that is really impressive is how quick all of this is. Now keep in mind too, so this is taking a little bit. If I clicked on fast scan, we'd be done already, okay? But this is the fine scan that will give us a little bit more detail. And that should pretty much do it for us. Okay. All right, so that's all there is to that part. So now if we look at our scan, it's looking actually pretty, pretty darn good. We still have some stuff to fill in here, but we're overall not too bad. Okay, now, so the next thing we're going to do is we actually have to move the ring and do another scan, and that's what I'll be using this button for down here. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and move that. I'm not going to be able to hold the camera and do that together, so I'm going to first move the ring. Let's see, got it here. Just want to make sure I have it closed there. I knocked off some of the spray. Sometimes I'll respray it again, but I'm going to just go with what we have here and see how it comes out. Okay, so let's take a look now. So as you can see, I've repositioned the ring now. Okay, now, so my next step is I'm going to click this play button right here. So if you notice over here on the screen, look at this. So we have this 1 and 2 now, and that's because this is the first scan, this one's the second scan. Because that's what we're running right now is the second, and that's what's highlighted. So it's just going to fill in a little bit more detail, and now we have the bottom of our ring showing right here. So just watching this right now, looking at this, it's given us pretty good coverage for the scan. And if I had resprayed this, it would even be better. But honestly, in the end here, when it stitches this all together and remeshes it or skins it, it's not going to really matter. Okay, so now here we are again. So now here's our second scan. So see, this is what's visible to the scanner. Okay. Here's our first scan and what was visible there. Okay. So now I'm just going to click this check mark here for alignment. So now, as you can see, I use the auto alignment. Now you can manually do this, all right? And I'll show that in another video, okay? So if you can see right here, where's that? Right here. Yeah, right here, because I didn't rotate the ring quite enough, but it's probably going to come out just fine on here. Yeah, I'm just looking here at this. What's there? There's a little bit of extra. So let's just go with that. Now, over here are tools that are selection tools. So if I want to clean this up a little bit, so for example, this little area here, I want to make these go away. So I'm going to paint these. I'm going to take and hold the mouse button down and I'm going to paint those. And I'm going to trash that. See if there's anything else out here, any anomalies that are kind of floating in space. Not seeing anything else. Everything else looks pretty good. Yeah, there's a little bit. Let's see here. So let's see if I can clean this a little here. Like so. And we'll get rid of that. I see another one right here. Get rid of that. I don't know if this is worth messing with, to be honest with you. Okay, there we go. All right, so now let's see what it does in the wrapping now to give us our finished file. So just like that, even though I'm trying to record all this and show you what's going on, I'm looking at the timer I have on the video, and I'm still only coming up on 13 minutes. So in 13 minutes, even though I was messing around here, I would have already done if I was scanning this on my own, just quickly going through the different steps. And this is what I've been trying to convey to a lot of people who have been asking me questions about it. I had been looking at this scanner for some time and it's just been dragging my feet about it. Wasn't sure how much I'd use it. And the funny thing is, I've been using it a lot. It's really helped me out being a one-man band the way I am. I don't have employees. It's just me, myself, and I. And because of that, um, having toys like this really can shorten up my work, time on different projects, and that's pretty much why I got this. And also, there's some more complicated job work that I have coming up here, where I have a lot of custom cut stones that are just not typical. Yes, I can take pictures of them. I can take them into my design software and work off a picture. I've been doing that for years. I've been CAD modeling since 1999. So it's not like this is my first rodeo. So, there's a lot of things that are really easy to do that I could still just do, CAD model it, but it's just taking extra time, extra steps. And this just kind of cuts out a lot of different things for me because of that. So as you can see, the wrapping here is the longest part, and that's only because I did the fine scan. If you go with the shorter scan, the quick scan, this wrapping process actually is shorter as well. But it's basically what it's doing right now. It's trying to stitch up all of that all of that different work that we did there with combining the two scans, and there was a couple voids and things in there, and it's going to do its best to figure out, okay, how do we close this up so that it's a complete, solid mesh. So this way you don't have to do all that work manually. So I'm going to pause the video and let this finish. Well, let's see, we're up to 80%. We'll just let it run here for a moment. Okay, I'm going to pause and let this finish, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I'm back here. It really didn't take that much longer. It took basically another minute and a half in order to complete the wrap on the mesh. So if you take a look here on the screen, this looks pretty darn nice. Now, again, see some of this stuff in here. Had I gone back and run a few more passes uh, on the scanning, I could have got this really super clean. And this right here is, again, because I didn't rotate it quite enough. But, depending what you're doing. So like, let's say, for instance, you wanted to make a band for this ring. It would be real easy to take this ring now, pop it into my 3D software, and now I have the geometry to model around. Way easier and way faster than messing with setting up photos in your software, whether you're using ZBrush, Rhino, whatever it might be, to get those all set up and aligned. It's so much nicer to have a piece of geometry in there that you can work off of, and it just makes modeling much, much faster. So anyways, so there you go. Hopefully that's helpful to somebody out there. If you have any more questions, give me a, you know, give me a question down below here, or just send me an email, and I'll try and answer your questions. I'll have some other use cases coming up, videos I'm going to do to show you how to use it for doing different things, and how the scanner could be helpful to you. So anyways, talk to you guys soon. Kev out.